us today. It is my pleasure to be celebrating and sharing the passion of accessibility and inclusion in Norfolk County. Today we celebrate Norfolk County's first accessible beach. We have created an inclusive beach here in Port Dover with the installation of portable rollout mats, as well as 2 accessible parking spaces and curb cuts, which have all been installed here at the end of Walker Street. The mats improve mobility for persons with disabilities using wheelchairs, scooters, and mobility aids. They provide a distinguishable path for people with visual disabilities and provide a durable, stable walkway across the sand for everyone. They also benefit families with strollers and wagons for accessing the beach. The success of an inclusive beach here in Port Dover will likely provide many people with their first opportunity to go to the beach, on the sand, and to the water's edge. It is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Charlie Luke to say a few words.
Thank you, Shelby. John Wells is here, Councillor Wells, and said he won't say anything. That's a breath of fresh air for me. Good to have you here, John, supporting us. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited about what we have here today. We certainly have done a lot of work over the years on accessibility for all in our sidewalks, our recreation buildings, our public facilities, our playgrounds, and this is the first accessibility walkway for a beach in Norfolk County. I would say long overdue. I would like, and Shelby has given me permission, just to read a couple of lines from her media release because I think it's important what she has said, and I quote, "The accessible beach improves access for people of all ages. It gives people dignity, independence, and provides an exclusive beach where everyone can now participate. People will no longer have to struggle to get across the sand, including families with strollers and wagons and persons with disabilities using mobile devices who have difficulty walking simply on uneven surfaces." End of quote. In short, it's going to make access to this beach better for everyone, and I think that's just the right thing to do. I do want to acknowledge that this is approximately a $26,000. I'm so used to dealing with millions all the time in budget. This is a $26,000 project, 2/3 roughly from the federal government. We appreciate that, and of course the other $9,000 from the taxpayers of Norfolk County. So again, this is a move forward. Shelby, I want to recognize you and all of your staff, and Shelley, good to see you here this morning as well, and other staff. And of course we have the Mayor of Port Dover here, Stan Moore, so this is indeed a very special event. Again, thank you everyone for coming, and I'll turn it back to you, Shelby. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Luke and members of council for supporting this initiative, and thank you, John Wells, as well, for coming out today. I am now pleased to welcome Peter Knechtel to provide a few remarks.
Hello there. Thank you, and special thanks. Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Special thanks to the federal government, Norfolk County, and all those who worked to create this. But first, I'd like to introduce my new friend, Mr. Ironic. Now I'm going to go a bit off script. Where have you heard that lately? I've been getting a lot of kudos from my Facebook friends. As well as the friends whose hands, that's why that was there. I've been getting a lot of kudos from my Facebook friends, as well as the friends whose hands I can actually shake. Anybody can have an idea, but it takes a lot of support, hard work, and usually money to make that idea become a reality. It kind of reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer bursts into Jerry's apartment and is obviously agitated. Jerry asks Kramer, "What's wrong?" Kramer says, "They're putting a revolving restaurant on top of that skyscraper downtown. That was my idea." Jerry says, "The only thing between your idea and the restaurant happening is a few $1 billion. The point being, anybody can have an idea, but they may not have the means to carry it out. If you have what you believe is a good idea for our town or county, seek support. Don't give up. You never know, with the support of others, what you can help create." When my family moved to Port Dover almost 60 years ago, our parents were instantly drawn to the lake and Port Dover's sandy beach. We as a family are still there. The beach provided us and thousands of others with fun, relaxation, great walks, and a place to reflect. Early on, our father and others felt they needed to create a boardwalk so that everybody could enjoy what we may have taken for granted. Stopping at the end of Walker Street or venturing onto the pier is good, but it's not the same as being close to the shoreline with your kids or grandkids as they play in the sand and feeling Lake Erie's spray on your face. Their first attempt, after much hard work and fundraising, ran from Harbor Street to Walker Street and then continued west out into the sand towards the old bathhouse. It was about 6 feet wide and made of cement, somewhat like a sidewalk. Unfortunately, this boardwalk was no match for Lake Erie's fury. After a few short years, it was washed out. The only remaining piece is a short section running from Harbor Street to the beginning of the main beach. No attempt has been made since. Years later, our dad would talk about it and why we should somehow build an avenue for all to better enjoy the sand in the lake. This never was more apparent than when, in his later years, due to health issues, our dad was limited to the end of Walk Street. That's him there. The last time he discussed it, we were standing at the end of Walker Street, where you people are now, and he told me he wished he and others in this situation weren't so limited in their access to the beach. I agree with him, but in the back of my mind I was thinking, Dad, you know firsthand that the lake won't allow a permanent boardwalk and the cost would be prohibitive. Our dad passed on and I forgot about it. Then one day I noticed that somebody had posted a picture of a beach boardwalk, not permanent, but one that could be stored during the cruel winter months. I researched it more and was amazed to discover several of these boardwalks existed all over North America. I immediately contacted my all things Norfolk County go-to guy, Clark Hoskins. He was excited and directed me to Shelby Rickindy and Shelley Darlington and friends at the county's Volunteer Accessibility Advisory Committee. After one short meeting, they were on board and instantly went to work to explore the feasibility of the project. They gave their presentations to council and received approval. Today we see the results of hard work provided by many individuals in Norfolk County. Everybody can now enjoy a walk in the sand and be close to their families and the water. My family and I are very proud to have been a part of this project. It will remind us of our father, and we will always think of it as Fred's Boardwalk. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, both for sharing your story with us today and for approaching Norfolk County staff with this initiative of the project. I am pleased to now welcome Shelley Darlington, Norfolk County's Manager of Corporate Support Services, to provide a presentation on behalf of the federal government.
Thank you, Shelby, and good morning. It's my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the Government of Canada. The Honourable Carla Baltrove, Minister of Sport and Persons with Disabilities, has provided the following. I would like to thank Norfolk County for organizing this ribbon-cutting ceremony and for your dedication in improving the inclusion of people with disabilities. The Government of Canada believes that everyone should be able to fully participate in their communities and workplaces, and I am committed to making this a reality. The Enabling Accessibility Fund is one way we are doing just that by supporting community-based projects across Canada that improve accessibility and safety for people with disabilities in public facilities and in workplaces. Since its creation, the Government of Canada has supported over 2,890 projects across the country, helping thousands of people. Your project is an excellent example of how such undertakings ensure greater accessibility and opportunity. Thanks to the installation of a walkway and mobility mats across the sand, people with disabilities and parents with strollers will have improved access to Port Dover Beach in Norfolk County. I applaud projects like yours that help Canadians with disabilities to participate in their community and the economy. Your efforts will have a direct and positive impact in everyday life of people with disabilities and their families and contribute to building a truly inclusive society. Together, let's continue to create a truly accessible Canada. I wish you all a wonderful ceremony. Sincerely, the Honourable Carla Baltrove, Minister of Sport and Persons with Disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Norfolk County appreciates the support and funding that the Government of Canada has provided for this project, along with many other projects across the country. Norfolk County is committed to eliminating barriers and improving accessibility for persons with disabilities in a manner that respects dignity, independence, integration, and equal opportunity. Our inclusive beach will improve the quality of life for those in our community and tourists visiting the community, as all will have access to the Port Dover Beach. I would like to thank the Government of Canada for supporting this project through the Enabling Accessibility Fund, as well as thank Norfolk County Council for supporting this project, and all staff in Norfolk County that contributed to making this a success, and to all of you here today sharing in our celebration. Thank you, and we'll now commence the ribbon cutting.
We'll have everyone join us on the mat, and then we'll toss the ribbon off. Well, how do you want them to do it? Just go down maybe and turn around so that you can face out this way.
know that's the point they can roll them up in the wintertime so they don't get ruined.
Oh, in wintertime, okay, but for the summer.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Peter's going to join you, Mary.
I was always on the second line. You're on the third line, okay? You feel penalties, but I feel
Enough space here for all these
We'll do a little countdown from 5, and then we're going to do some cutting here, Peter. Okay. You ready? You ready? Your hair's okay? Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. We can do it.
1.5.
Yeah. Here. I'm right-handed and I can't cut with my left. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'd just like to point out, if you want something done properly, get a board override to do it.